Welcome and thanks for joining me today. I'm Colin Swalla, author of The New Patient Generator and the founder of the New Patient Generator Done For You marketing system. And I've decided to do as many free teaching webinars as I can possibly fit in as a New Year's resolution to help chiropractors and other health professionals like massage therapists, naturopaths, physiotherapists, and acupuncturists to get some positive momentum with their practice online this year. So for those that don't know me, I've been a chiropractor for over a decade, but I've also been a web developer / programmer for over 20 years. And to date, I've built 4 marketing platforms online and have run a successful marketing / consulting agency for the last 4 years almost. And if I can be completely honest with you, right off the hop here, I'm kind of sick of all those sales webinars out there, and it feels like that lead generation, social media marketing for chiropractors and health professionals has become a full-on industry with thousands of people jumping into the game. So I really wanted to do something different, and hopefully these webinars will be a breath of fresh air as I want them to be more informative versus salesy. And of course I'll have some free stuff for you, but I'm not going to sell you anything or pretend like this is even live right now. This is pre-recorded. You get instant access to these pre-recordings, and I'll give you full control over the video timeline so you can watch it at your own pace. And of course you can actually go to our YouTube channel to see these in review. And I think that this is going to be a great topic for the first webinar because there's been a lot of changes and updates from Google over the last year, leaving everyone so confused. And especially considering the updates that have impacted natural health related websites, it's probably a good idea that you pay particular attention to what I'm going to share. So if we keep with the same format for each of these, then I'll start by sharing my goal for the webinar so that you can judge whether this information is actually important enough for you to give up your valuable time for. But my goal for today is to give you a little background about what the heck Google did, why they did it, and how it impacts your practice's website's Google search position. And then the most important part, all the things that you should do immediately to help move your website up the ladder towards that first page or the #1 spot. A well-rounded marketing plan for your practice should consist of multiple channels for new patient generation. Referrals will always be your best source. But where else would patients come from normally? Spending all your weekends at trade shows? Maybe meeting people from a booth in the mall? Or maybe even at outdoor festivals like this. Now, they are all great resources for meeting new patients, but let's be honest, they are time consuming for you. So a plan to have some new people come to your office outside of the traditional referrals or screening is very appealing, which is why I suggest to generate patients online. Really, there's 2 main areas to do that. One, through your website. So people who are searching for example chiropractic or maybe something related, which I'll talk about later, but they find your website and they like what they see and then they contact you for an appointment. Or you put yourself out there through social media, whether it be organically or through paid advertising, and give the people an opportunity to request an appointment with you. Social media marketing for your practice has been a huge buzz for years now, and although we base our Done For You business on this strategy, that's not what we're going to talk about today. The topic for today is all about your website and what you need to do to start generating more patients through it. If you're not getting any patients right now through your website, then you're probably ranking too low for any of the keywords related to your profession in your city or town. It's that simple. Search engine research shows that 33% of all search traffic flows through the first position, 15% of all search traffic flows through the second, and 9% of all search traffic flows through the third. So that's 75% of all search traffic flowing through page 1. And this continues to drop off exponentially the further you are down the list. So my first bit of advice is to strive for reaching page 1 of Google for keywords that are related to your profession, for example. For chiropractors, Toronto is where I live here in Canada. Then when someone searches chiropractor in Toronto, then the idea is that you've made it to page 1 of that list. Or if someone is searching acupuncturist near me, and you're an acupuncturist, then the chances of you getting a patient are 75% higher if you are showing up on the first page. So, big question is, how do you get to the front page of Google? I mean, wouldn't life would be that much easier for you in your practice if you were sitting on the front page or even in that number 1 position for the popular keywords for your profession? Well, there's one thing that's for sure, is that you would definitely have more new patients each and every month contacting you for appointments. And to be honest, therefore, I think it's worth all the effort. And it's not easy, but it is doable. And let me be very clear about this one, is that it either takes a lot of effort or a lot of money to work your way into that top position. And the reason being is because it's complicated. The path to the top is a challenging one because although there are some clear rules about what you can do to optimize your website to help your search position, the exact path or clearly defined rules are not available. Apparently, even people who work at Google and help program the actual search algorithm can't say exactly what it is, which just makes it that much more complicated. Google keeps updating their algorithm, changing the game, all in the interest of making it a better user experience. Now keep in mind that the strategy for one website will not be the same for everyone. So if you're watching this, then you're probably a health professional in private practice. So you're going to want to apply a strategy where people searching for your profession or the conditions/symptoms that you can help with will actually find you first. So first we'll talk about the low-hanging fruit. This is the stuff that is a no-brainer and it's easy to do. It's the stuff that you can do on your own website to make sure that it's optimized. So the number one low-hanging fruit thing to do, and hopefully most of you watching this have already done this, is to ensure that you have a Google My Business account. Make sure the profile is completed in full and then start ramping up your Google reviews. Improving your credibility online will help you receive more new patients and also help the quality of the people that are coming in to see you, as you've already helped to bridge some trust. Now, strategies for growing your Google reviews are available in my book, which the link is on this page. You can get the first 5 chapters for free or even a full copy of the print book for free if you cover the shipping and handling. Now, the next thing you'll need is to make sure that you're referencing your city or town in the header tags on your homepage. Now, if you have a done-for-you website service, I'm sure it's already done, but double check that because it's also important or helpful to include the name of your profession in the same line as well, kind of like this as an example. You'll also note here that the reference to the profession and city is in the paragraph as well. This is because for this website, they are optimizing the page here for the keyword Mississauga chiropractors, which is obviously a commonly searched term for someone looking locally in this city for a chiropractor. Now, if simply doing this, however, was all that you did, then the chances of ranking your website for new patients would be very low because everyone out there can easily do it. So Google needs to go deeper when sorting through what is the most relevant website to rank the highest. So the next level of optimization for your website is to forever build out your content. Build your content on your website and your social media pages. I know you've probably heard this before, and you may have ran for the hills because it sounds daunting, and the rewards from your efforts for this takes years and not days, like social media paid advertising, which can produce a result within days or even hours in some cases. But the groundwork that you lay now will save you money in the long run, or simply set up a flourishing organic generation of new patients. But remember this, that first list of low-hanging fruit that I just showed you, everyone is doing. So if you haven't done any of that, then you'll be way down on the Google list, I'm sure of it. As we move into the more difficult or time-consuming optimization necessities, less and less people are doing them, or at least keeping consistent with them. So this is where you can get your competitive edge. Now, blogs are the easiest way to grow your website content, so hopefully you have a website that allows you to easily write and publish blogs. If so, then you're golden. But what do you blog about? Google consistently changes the game, so what I've been recommending my clients for blog contributions in the past has also therefore changed. So the most important thing to keep in mind is that your type of website as a health professional is a local business website, and your top goal should be to generate new patients from it. That means that your SEO strategy will differ from a generic health blog site hoping to reach the world, as Google will differentiate search results if the search terms are thought to be local versus worldwide. The strategy for optimizing your site locally with content should be done by writing blogs that answer all the most common questions that people have about your profession. So for example, if you're a chiropractor, then you should have single blogs with the following titles. So I highly recommend that you screenshot this page and make a checklist out of it. Create all of these blogs before you do anything else. Now, after you've finished and published all of those frequently asked question blogs and answering the common questions for your profession, then you can start to expand on the top 6 conditions or things that you can help with to help refine your content and let Google know that you are an expert in that area for them. Now remember to write these blogs in the exact same way. Think of the common questions that people have about the 6 conditions that you chose and create a blog for each of them. And finally, don't forget to optimize each page with this checklist. Screenshot this page too, or you can use tools or plugins like Yoast SEO if you have a WordPress site, and I'm sure there's a lot of other tools you can use for other website platforms. Okay, now for the harder part, the stuff that separates the leaders from those trailing behind. You could have 2 websites who have optimized everything else that I've just discussed, but the one that has the most references to it from other websites for content surrounding the specific profession will be the one that ranks higher. These are called backlinks. Way back in the early days of Google, you could just simply go and create a bunch of bogus websites that linked to yours, and people would also even create these things called link farms that just produce links without any other value whatsoever. Well, of course, Google caught on to this and started to punish websites if they were linked to by one of them, and in some cases booted them down into the oblivion, never to be found again. So needless to say that this part has to be done without trying to scam your way into it. There's no simple way around it. For the most part, it is as hard as it sounds. You may get the odd site linking to you if they stumble across your content, but the chances of getting enough that way are basically slim to none. So you literally have to try to find other websites that will actually link to you. And not just any website, credible websites. And the best of the best would be even local credible websites. It's rare that you will find a credible website that will link to you for nothing. And you used to be able to pay for links, but even Google now has caught on to that. And if you get caught, then you could end up on Google's bad side, which should be obvious now that we want to avoid that at all costs. However, considering that you are a health professional, you have something special in your title. Since the last or the latest Google updates, the search engine giant is now scrutinizing health blogs specifically, which means they care who is writing the articles. That makes you very valuable. There are literally thousands of flourishing health blogs out there that need their content to be authored by someone like you. So by aligning yourself with these websites, that will allow you to provide content for them as long as they include links back to your own site, which is an absolutely solid strategy for 2020. And this is why we spent so much time and resources to develop our natural health practitioner directory at Family Health Advocacy, our natural health blog. We wanted to create a space for natural health professionals like you to be able to boost their website's SEO by making the hardest yet most valuable ranking factor simple, easy, and totally free. We launched it last year, and I'm excited to say that it's actually working. For many practitioners who have just simply added themselves to the directory, they've seen a huge boost to their Google search positions, and in some cases have made it to the front page of Google for the most popular search terms related to their profession. And it works in two ways. One, we created a practitioner landing page profile directory system that auto-optimizes for every profession in every city for which we have a practitioner in the directory. So let's say that you add yourself to the directory and you were the first practitioner in a given city to do that. Then what happens is a brand new listing page would be created automatically, and Google will be notified that it exists. Now, with you listed on that page, optimized for something local, then you pick up on the link juice for that listing. And further to that, we've given you full control over what info you share about your practice. All the fundamentals, of course, like your address, hours of operation, but also each page allows you to include many other features that are showcased in the SERPs. SERPs is also known as search engine results pages. Things like having images or featured videos or blogs. These are the things that tell Google that these profiles are valuable. Now remember that backlinks are important as well. Well, you can actually include backlinks to your website from that page and also control the anchor text, which is the text that's used to link your page to give you full control over what specific keywords you want to be optimized for. So what's really cool is that the more practitioners that we actually get in the directory, or specifically the more that we have in your specific city, the stronger the links become. There is also a form on the page as well that allows people to make requests for appointments with you, making this yet another source of new patients. And the practitioners at the top of the list for each given city will most likely see the most people come through. So the only real competition with all of this becomes, where do you rank on that listing for your city? And we've made it simple for you to be in that first position, which I'll explain in a second. Now, the second part that's so exciting about this website isn't just simply the directory. It's also a full-blown natural health blog as well. As I've mentioned earlier, one of your SEO strategies has to be providing content on other credible websites. You know, organizing that or building a relationship with other owners of health websites can be a challenge. So this is where we can help you, because this is exactly why we built the Family Health Advocacy blog and directory in the first place. It's to promote you for free and to give you a place to easily contribute your content in exchange for those valuable backlinks to your website. Now, I mentioned it in my book, which was written just before all of these major Google updates, that author authority online was very important. Since your website showcases you as an expert for a specific discipline, And thanks to Google's sophisticated algorithms and deep learning systems, Google knows who you are, how credible you are, and if you can be trusted. And this is only speculation, but I believe that deep in their system somewhere, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a score associated to you that affects your website's search position. A popular acronym that is circulating now for something major to keep in mind moving forward with SEO is the acronym EAT, E-A-T, which stands for expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. The only way to build your score in these areas is to put yourself out there, which means you have to contribute and distribute. So by contributing articles to Family Health Advocacy, you can further boost your SEO by helping to build your EAT credibility with Google. But remember, I mentioned that you also have control over where you are positioned in our directory. Well, this is exactly how you keep your spot at #1 as the directory grows. I'm so excited about the launch of this directory this last year. It's brand new, it's proprietary, it's innovative with huge potential for everyone. We are going to be a massive website in the natural health scene, sharing the traffic of the blog with big guns like Josh Axe and Mercola. And the only big difference with us is that we will be sharing and growing our credibility with you and using our traffic to help you grow your practice. So, the sooner that you get on board, the further ahead of everyone else you'll be, and the more benefit to your SEO and to your practice. Plus, you've got absolutely nothing to lose because it's completely free. When the directory is filled with thousands of practitioners, then the question arises as to how we rank each practitioner's position within the city listing for each profession. Because the people at the top will clearly see the most traffic, we developed an algorithm that takes into account when the profile was created, another reason to add yourself to the directory now rather than waiting, how complete your profile is, the total number of blogs that have been contributed to the FHA website, and how much engagement each of the blog contributions receive. Now this produces a practitioner profile score, and then the list is ranked from highest to lowest of that score. It's that simple. So I hope that you found some value with this first video of many that will be available at New Patient Generator YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to that so you don't miss out any of the videos. Now, if you're interested in this stuff, then you can also get the first 5 chapters of my book for free as well. It's an instant download if you join the mailing list. Just click the button beside the video to get that. You know, it's a step-by-step guide to doing lots of awesome stuff for your practice online. And finally, don't forget to add yourself to the Family Health Advocacy Directory. As I mentioned, you have total control over the content that you publish on it, and you can update all of it from your New Patient Generator dashboard, which you can create for free. Just go to the newpatientgenerator.com/free to start your profile. Well, that's it from me for this one. I know it's a lot of work, but keep plugging away, and we'll see you next time.